Hey guys, welcome back to this week's video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Some of you don't know this, but I've been teaching at San Jose State for about 12 years. I've taught at Berkeley, Golden Gate University, and others. And I teach undergrads how to use social media within the context of business, right? They know how to use it personally. So it's a strategic social media and business communications class. I have a lot of fun doing it. And a lot of times what I do is I assign homework for reading. So what I'll do is I'll go on the internet and I will look for certain articles that I think may help kind of drive additional value for the topics that we're talking about, whether it's influencer marketing or paid social. And oftentimes when I Google it, I get the results are all identical, right? And I understand that there's a content marketing kind of SEO perspective from that. But when you actually read the articles, they all say the same exact thing, right? Top 3 ways to do this, top 5 ways to do this, top 10 ways to do that. And there's really nothing original or different or unique. And I call that recycling thought leadership. And today I'm going to talk about 3 ways to avoid recycling thought leadership as you are building your brand through social media and online in general. So the first way to avoid this is to actually have knowledge in the topic that you are talking about. And this means that you have to have experience. If you're talking about influencer marketing and you've never done it before and your only learning and education is reading other people's blog posts, well, that's not really thought leadership. Thought leadership is when you have experience doing something and you learn from it, you formulate different hypotheses, or you have different ideas, or you do test and learning, and then you develop new programs and methodologies. That is experience, and that comes with being, seasoned in your career. So, someone who's 20, 18, 19, 20, who is considering themselves a thought leader, to me, I would have to question that because, depending upon the topic, of course, do they have the knowledge and experience to help me understand something that I might not know? Being an industry veteran, being in the industry for, 20 plus years, what can someone who just got in the industry teach me? Now, I'm not saying that I don't like to learn, and I still do learn from other people, but I'm saying if you want to position yourself as a thought leader, you have to have knowledge first, right? Real thought leadership is always based on real experience. Now, the second thing is to have purpose. Now, there is a fine balance between writing thought leadership and writing for Google, right? So my example earlier, when I Googled paid social or influencer marketing, and I would see, hundreds of different blog posts all saying the same thing. Now, I understand that's a way to drive visibility and clicks and engagement and conversions, right? That is very important. In fact, that is something that I teach in my class. But if you're writing it for the purpose of thought leadership and building your brand, you have to think out of the box. Think differently. What else can you provide? What other insight or what other point of view do you have that's going to make your piece different than everybody else's? Another way to think about this is to use proprietary data, right? So if you have, even if it's just, your web analytics, or maybe you have access to some type of listening tool or content, performance tool. Rival IQ is a great example of one that's not too expensive, where you can get some really good competitive insights on different industries and brands. Well, study the insights, study those, and formulate your own hypothesis, and then start talking about it. I guarantee you that no one else is going to be talking about that same exact thing, because that data is proprietary to you, right? If you're talking about, web traffic and unique visitors to your website, nobody else has that information, and quite frankly, nobody else cares. So, but if you talk about, why, your page views went down in December, and, you give reasons on how to improve website performance when your, traffic is down. Well, that is an example of using proprietary data that no one else has access to, and allows you to, again, establish yourself as, an authority in whatever topic you're talking about. In this case, it would be data, but it could be anything. It could be, to my points earlier and examples, influencers. It could be, analytics. It could be content marketing. It could be SEO. It could be paid search. Whatever it is, you should have proprietary data that allows you to do that. And the last point that I'll make, and this is something that I tell my students at San Jose State, you have to have a point of view. When you're 18, 19, 20, 21, as I said, you're not going to have a ton of experience, right? You may have experience in one thing or another, but you're not going to have a holistic view of, integrated marketing or PR or social marketing or whatever. So having a point of view or making a comment around, the performance or an ad that you saw during the Super Bowl, or, some posts that you saw as you were scrolling through your feed. Have a point of view, drive conversation, even if the point of view is not correct and you're wrong and you get schooled on the internet. That's okay. You learn from it and you move on. So having a point of view is that building block for thought leadership, right? Because your point of view is going to change. It's going to be challenged by people. So I would, challenge you to welcome that. Welcome that challenge. Welcome that, those who are being critical of your perspective, because it's only going to make you better. Okay, so as I said, there are 3 things to think about. Well, actually 4. It's having knowledge and expertise in the topics that you're writing about, having a purpose, so understanding the difference between real thought leadership and, content marketing or, writing headlines to drive some type of action. There's leveraging proprietary data that only you have access to. And then lastly is have a point of view. So this was a really short video. Thank you for tuning in for a few minutes. I did this video because when I did my video from last week, it was a trends piece for 2021. I went to Google and I was searching for what other people were saying about 2021 and what's to come. And I think I read 6 or 7 different articles all saying the same thing. It looked like it was written by one person, but edited in different, different tones of voices for people to personalize. So I'm not saying that there was any plagiarism there. What I'm saying is, from a content marketing perspective, from a growth hacking, direct marketing perspective, that's great. You're going to drive traffic. You're going to drive clicks. You're going to drive engagement. You're going to drive form fills. You're going to drive leads. You're going to get, high, rankings in the search results. But that's not thought leadership, right? Thought leadership is moving an industry forward with your thoughts and your ideas based on your experience. If you found just an ounce of value from this video, please consider subscribing to my channel, liking this video, commenting on this video. Well, you can't comment because comments are turned off, but you can engage with me on Twitter or other channels about the video. Share the video, and thank you for your support over the last 12 months. 2020 was a very successful year for my channel, for my videos. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and until I see you next time, have a great day. Bye.